Kaizen culture explained. What continuous improvement really means. In this video, I'm going to explain how you can get to the Paul Akers 2-second lean daily improvement method and the things that you must have in place before that time in construction so that it applies to us and we don't get lost. If you're interested in that, please stay with us on this video. Okay, so I'm super excited about this. If you haven't read Paul Akers 2-second lean, please do it twice, meaning read that book twice. You're gonna get excited, you're gonna get overwhelmed, you're gonna have all kinds of feelings. But basically what Paul says is we're all blind. Blind to what? Blind to waste, which is actually waste and unevenness and overburden. The things that prevent us from having flow, the constraints that bottleneck us, right? The things that waste our time. And then he'll teach you to literally memorize the 8 wastes in that book. And he'll say, this is me memorizing them as it applies to my work, is that overprocessing creates an excess of inventory, which then has to be transported, which creates human motion, which either because of the transportation and motion or the distraction for the waste, you now have defects, meaning you had quality at the source. Once you have defects, you have to fix them, which means that you have overprocessing, which then creates waiting. And waiting is where you have people waiting on materials or materials waiting on people, and it's all a waste because you're not using the genius of the team. And actually you can take number 9 and put it before or after. 9 is literally unhealthy conflict or a lack of alignment. And in North America, we have a lot of this. We're a nation full of lawyers and we're always fighting. And so literally it would be like a professional sports team trying to win a championship when every player is trying to figure out how to work together. It's ridiculous. We can't do it like that. That's not how teams win. Teams win through cooperation, okay? So once you know the 8 wastes and everybody inside your organization knows them, then you start to let it annoy you. Like somebody just keyed your truck, or there's no toilet paper in the bathroom, or whatever annoys you. Like get that feeling and be like, that waste annoys me, because now you know it, now you see it, and then just take small incremental steps every day to make improvements. Now it took me 10 years to get to this point. Now finally at home, every day, I'm making an improvement. I'm going and doing 3S. This is what he teaches you. The sort, straighten, and sweep or shine. So I'll go clean an area. Now I see everything. Then I'm like, oh, I see waste. I see problems. Then I make a quick improvement. I'm crazy cool about this now. And literally we have a text chat. I'm trying to get my family to switch over to WhatsApp, but they won't do it. They're so stubborn about this. I love them. Love you guys. On our text chat, because we all have iPhones, it's called Schroefam, S-C-H-R-O-E, and then F-A-M. I literally like, hey, I just backed the vehicle in so that mom can get out easier. Hey, I put the straps in the back seat of the truck, but rolled them up and put them in Ziploc bags so they're easier for somebody else and they don't get tangled. I'm just making improvements all day long, but it took a long time to get there. And I want to talk about what Kaizen really is. So you can have spot Kaizen, which means to improve something. In Japanese, it literally means change for the better. That's where you do a 2-second lean improvement, right? Like Paul Akers is saying. But don't be fooled. Paul Akers knows all about Eliyahu Goldratt's concept of the theory of constraints and your most limiting factor, your bottleneck. So Paul Akers will apply the improvements with system Kaizens, meaning system improvements, so that the overall flow in the system is improved. And then you can do radical improvements if you want, but I'm talking about Kaizen. And Kaizen isn't like a 2, 3, 4 day event. People used to teach Kaizen in 2, 3, 4 day events. Then people thought, oh, to do Kaizen, you have to have a big 3, 4 day event. No, you don't. To do Kaizen, you literally can make improvements just like Paul Akers is talking about, because every day you have a habit of doing the 3S. Remember, sort, set in order or straighten, and then sweep or shine. Then you see the problem because you've memorized the 8 wastes. You've got overproduction, excess inventory, transportation, motion. Then you have defects, overprocessing, waiting, not using the genius of the team. So you see that, right? And then once you see it, you're like, oh, I'm going to make a small improvement. And that starts to scale from there, okay? And now it's in my own personal life, especially after being in Japan. Now let me tell you about my companies with Kevin and Kate, we're partners, our company's journey with this. We are 5 years into business, and finally on year 5, we are making improvements every day. So year 1, we're teaching about Paul Akers, and you can go faster than this. I'm just telling you how hard it is. Year 2, we are making improvements and I'm modeling it. We're doing videos. We're talking about the concept. Year 3, we start every day the huddle throughout the company, and it was only if you're running that huddle as an employee, you will share your 2-second lean improvement. Then year 4, we go to, okay, we're all doing one improvement every 2 weeks, and we're seeing videos and they're improving. We're improving the morning huddle. Okay, we got it. Everybody do one improvement a week, so that by the end of the year, you've got roughly 48, based on, holidays and things like that. So every person in the company has an impactful and small improvement. You have 48 times 85 people. Absolutely remarkable, and it's changing our company so fast for the better. Literally, we have our own YouTube channel with our improvement ideas, before and after videos, which are very easy to do on any kind of phone now, and it's searchable, and we post those every single week, and the winners get tickets, and you can go do this fun little game. We've gamified it to where you win a little prize for the top video of the week, and it's just super, super fun. And the videos will blow you away. Like, we're mostly a remote at-home company because we're all around the world. These ideas would blow you away. It's absolutely phenomenal. So you can create that culture. At BSRL, as a project superintendent tied to construction, I literally did this every day in the morning worker huddle. That huddle is crucial. I would talk about improvements, and I would say, hey, these improvements, this is how you do it. We would memorize the 8 wastes. I would give them a coin. They call them mission coins if they memorize them. You could come up and tell me at any time, I would give you a mission coin that proved that you had memorized the 8 wastes. So we were getting everybody to memorize the 8 wastes, and it was in the orientation. Then we literally modeled like really good improvements to the foreman first, but then to the workers in the morning. And we would actually show this to them. And then I finally got it to stick where we gamified the recording of the videos, because the foreman and the workers would actually make the videos, but they wouldn't share them without a little bit of a gamification or a reward. I don't really like rewards and incentives, but literally I was like, I'll give you a $50 gift card if you give me the video. They were doing the improvements, but I wanted the video. So we would go do the videos. I got hundreds of videos as a project superintendent on that job. Beautifully clean, safe, and organized project. And after I cut out any of the ones that I didn't think would really last very long, we were left with 160 major and to be proud of videos that are still on YouTube to this day on the Lean Superintendent channel. It was remarkable, but I did have to find a way to make it interesting or rewarding for them to actually make the video. Now, one last thing, you're not going to get into a Kaizen culture in construction unless you do these things first. Number 1, you instill a culture of respect for people and resources. Number 2, you focus on stability. Is the site clean, safe, and organized? Beautifully first. You can't go any farther past that. Number 3, are we doing things in one piece flow? Number 4, are we flowing together on attack time, which will make sure that we're removing our bottlenecks? Number 5, and this is most important, everything's visual so that we have total participation. And then 6, focus on quality through continuous improvement, through Kaizen, through the genius of the team. But how are they going to improve if they can't see it as a group? How are they going to see it as a group if we're not showing that we're all going at the train of trades at the same speed and that we've already fixed our bottlenecks? How are we going to go at the same speed if we're not doing it in one piece or one process flow? How are we going to work in one piece or one process flow unless we're stable? And what does stability matter if we're not respecting people? So Kaizen is all about cleaning. Cleanliness is the basis for everything. And Paul Akers uses 3S. And us knowing what waste, unevenness, and overburden is, then letting that bug us and making small incremental steps to improve every day as a complete group, and then sharing by doing before and after videos in your foreman huddle and your worker huddle, and for me and other companies in your company huddle. This is how it works, and it's a beautiful concept. I've implemented it in the field on a job site and with our company, and it's amazing. If you have any questions, reach out to me. I'll turn this into a blog post and some additional information on how you can learn more about Kaizen. I hope you've enjoyed this video. On we go.